carried her coffee and Moishe's breakfast out into the living room. The fireplace sprang into life as Hannah flicked the switch on the wall, and Moishe settled down in front of the blaze to have his breakfast. Hannah pulled up a chair, rested her feet on the hearth that was home to the fireplace tools she didn't really need, and gave thanks for the wonders of a gas log. All things being equal, she preferred a real fireplace that could burn aromatic woods like cedar and pine, but a gas log was much more convenient. She never had to carry wood up the stairs to her second-floor condo, or sweep out the ashes and haul them down to the garage dumpster in a metal pail. Her fireplace was hassle-free, and the warmth was instantaneous. Flick, it was on. Flick, it was off. As she sat there toasting her feet and waiting for the caffeine to jump-start her morning, Hannah heard a distant clanging from the nether regions of the basement. Someone was working on the furnace. Which early riser had notified the maintenance people? Hannah considered it as she sipped her coffee. There was a separate furnace for each building, and her building contained 4 condo units, 2 on the ground floor and 2 on the second floor. It was doubtful that Mrs. Canfield, who owned one of the ground-level units, would have noticed the problem. She'd once told Hannah that she didn't stay up past 10, and the furnace had been working just fine then. Clara and Marguerite Hollenbeck, the 2 unmarried sisters who owned the unit above Mrs. Canfield, were out of town this week. They'd stopped by Hannah's cookie shop on Monday to tell her that they'd be attending a Bible teachers' conference at Bethany Lutheran College. The Plotnicks lived directly below Hannah, and they were the most likely candidates. Phil and Sue had a 4-month-old baby, and he still demanded an occasional bottle in the middle of the night. There was a grinding noise from the basement, and Moishe looked startled as he lifted his head from his food bowl. The grinding was followed by a series of clanks and clunks, and Hannah felt a surge of warm air emerge from the heater vents. The furnace was back on. At least she wouldn't have to worry about leaving the gas log on for Moishe or putting her stash of Diet Coke in the refrigerator to keep the cans from freezing and popping their tops. "I've got to get ready for work, Moishe." Hannah gave him a pat, drained the last of her coffee, and flicked off the fireplace. Once she'd carried his bowl back to the kitchen and given him fresh water, she headed off to the shower. Today would be a busy day, and she had tons of cookies to bake. As the proprietor of the cookie jar, Lake Eden's coffee shop and bakery, she'd contracted to provide all the cookies for the Lake Eden Winter Carnival. As Hannah turned on the water, adjusted the temperature, and stepped into her steamy shower enclosure, she thought about the plans that Mayor Bascom and his Winter Carnival committee had made. If they were successful, the carnival would bring new life to Lake Eden at a time of year when everyone needed a boost. There wasn't much winter business in this small Minnesota town, and the promise of crowds with cash to spend had everyone filled with enthusiasm. Lake Eden was a popular tourist spot in the summer months, when the town was flooded with visitors. Every year, on the day that fishing season opened, a lengthy parade of fishermen towing boats drove through Lake Eden to try their luck at the lake that was just within the town limits. The sky-blue water was peppered with boats from dawn to dusk in the summer, and a record number of walleyes were pulled from its depths. Good fishing wasn't all Eden Lake had to offer. With its picturesque shores and sandy beaches, it was also a popular family vacation spot. Summer cabin rentals were in high demand, and the lucky locals who owned them used the profits to pay their mortgages and fatten their savings accounts for the lean winter months. When the summer season was over, right after Labor Day, the tourists and vacationers left town. The fine restaurants that overlooked the lake shut down their grills. The Lake Eden Bait and Tackle Shop boarded up its windows, and the boat launch was chained off for the winter. By the time the leaves on the trees had begun to display their fall colors, only the year-round residents were left. Hannah liked the fall season. The nights were brisk with a hint of snow to come, and hoarfrost lined the edges of the road when she drove to work. Winter wasn't bad either, at first. Then the snow was white and pristine. The crisp, cold air made the inside of her nose tingle.